Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the new chapter that is ray optics. In ray optics, today we are going to discuss first about the word ray optics. What is ray optics? You can define it as the branch of physics in which we study about the behavior of a light which travels along the straight line path. Again, here we are going to discuss about the behavior of the light, that is reflection and refraction. So first of all, we are starting with this reflection of the light. Reflection of the light can be defined as the bouncing back of the light when it is strike on an opaque surface. Reflection of light can be divided into two parts, that is specular reflection, and the second one is called diffuse reflection. Once you're talking about the specular reflection, in that case, the ray of light when incident on a smooth surface and reflected, then such kind of reflection is called, that is, specular reflection. And in second case, the case of diffuse reflection, in which the incident ray when is strike on a rough surface and reflected, then such kind of reflection is called diffuse reflection. So that is clear to you. That is that kind of reflection. Now here this is the types of the reflection, that is specular reflection and the diffuse reflection. Now in next slide, now here in next slide we see that this is a smooth surface on which the ray of light incident and reflected. Such kind of reflection is called specular reflection. Now the second case is this kind of surface is representing the rough surface on which the ray of light is incident and reflected. Such kind of reflection is called diffuse reflection. Now here we are going to study about the laws of reflection. Our next topic is laws of reflection. Laws of reflection can be defined as the incident ray. You can see that here. Incident ray. Incident on a smooth surface, that is mirror. And this one is the reflected ray. And this one is representing the normal. So that means that incident ray, normal and reflected ray lie on a same plane. That is the first law of reflection. Now we are talking about the next law of reflection, that is the angle of incident that incident ray makes with the normal is equal to the angle of reflection that is made by the reflected ray with the normal are equal. This is the second law of reflection. Now here we are talking about the optical devices. Optical devices are, first one is mirror, the second one is lens, and the third one is prism. Mirror can be divided into two parts, that is spherical mirror, and the second one is your plane mirror. Now in second point, the lens. Lens is a device which is used to refract the light. Lens can be divided into two parts, that is concave lens and convex lens. Concave lens are used to converge the light, and this convex lens are used to diverge the light. Yeah, you can say that it is a lens which can converge the light, concave lens, and the convex lens which can diverge the light incident on it. Now the third device is prism. Prism is such kind of device which is used to change the direction of the incident light. Now we are talking about the spherical mirror. When a hollow glass is cut by a plane represented by AB in a figure, this one AB, this plane which cuts the hollow glass sphere, then this surface AP and this one is B will representing the spherical surface. This such kind of surface has two surfaces, that is outer surface, this one, and the inner surface, this is the this one, this is the inner surface. This one is APB is the outer surface and this one is inner surface. So in this case, when a plane AB cuts the hollow glass sphere, then this surface APB will representing the spherical surface. When either side of this spherical surface is polished or silvered, will form the spherical mirror. When the inner surface is silvered or polished, then such kind of mirror is called convex mirror. When the outer surface of this spherical surface is polished or silvered, then such kind of mirror is called concave mirror. I think this is clear to you, or the concept how we can make the convex and concave mirror. Again here this first figure will represent the this concave mirror, and the second figure will represent the convex mirror. Now in this slide you can see that the definitions of spherical mirror, concave mirror and convex mirror. This figure will represent the concave mirror and this one is represent the convex mirror. Now in next slide. Now student, in this slide we are going to discuss about the pole, focus, center of curvature, principal axis, center of curvature again, that is aperture, refracting surface. Clear? Now if you see that this APB, this one APB, that is A, P and B. APB will represent the spherical surface. The outer surface of this spherical surface is silvered, or you can say that polished. Now the inner surface in this case becomes the reflecting surface. The end point of this spherical surface are A and B. These points are called edge point of this spherical surface. The distance between these 2 points A and B is called aperture. Now we are talking about a pole. What is pole? Pole is the midpoint of this spherical surface. Now again, what is focus? When the ray of light parallel to the principal axis after reflection passing through the point, that point is called a focus. But now what is center of curvature? It is the center of the hollow glass sphere. Now what is the radius of curvature? It is the radius of the hollow glass sphere. What is principal axis? Principal axis is the line which is passing through the pole, focus and center of the curvature. Now we are talking about the angular aperture. What is angular aperture? If you see that the edges of an spherical surface subtending an angle at the center of the curvature. The angle, you can say that the angle subtended by the edges of the spherical surface at the center of the curvature is called angular aperture. What is focal length? Focal length is the distance between pole and focus. The distance between pole and focus is called focal length. That is clear to all of you. Now student, in this slide we are discussing about the focal length. We already discussed about the focal length, but in this slide we are discussing about the relation between focal length and the radius of the curvature. Focal length is always equals to the half of the radius of the curvature. You see that focal length is equals to 1 by 2 times of the radius of the curvature, or you can say that half of the radius of the curvature. Now again in this diagram, the distance between the pole and the focus shown as the focal length. Clear to you? Now student, in this slide we are going to discuss about the focal plane. We are discussing about the focal plane. Now the focal plane can be defined as the plane which is always perpendicular. This one is the plane which is always perpendicular to the principal axis. You see that in this figure, this line is representing the principal axis on which the center of curvature, focus and pole lies. So again, focal plane can be defined as the plane which is always perpendicular to the principal axis and passing through the principal focus. Yeah, you can say that focus. This one is the focus, and this is representing the this one is representing the this one is representing the focal plane, which is perpendicular to the principal axis and passing through the focus. This is the focus here, the plane. This one is the plane, focal plane. Now this one is clear to you? Now in this slide we are going to derive the relation between the focal length and the radius of curvature. This is the relation, focal length, and this one is the radius of curvature by 2. Now to show that f equals to r by 2 for a concave mirror, यानी हमें क्या करना है कि यहाँ पे एक रिलेशन फाइंड आउट करना है फोकल लेंथ एंड द रेडियस ऑफ द कर्वेचर के बीच में. ठीक है, और जो मिरर हम यूज करेंगे दैट मिरर इज कॉनकेव मिरर. Now in this case, this one is representing the concave mirror. If you see that this is the ray which is parallel to this one is the principal axis on which this center of curvature, focus and the pole lies, and this ray of light which is parallel to this one, parallel to the principal axis, this one, this ray of light incident on this concave mirror, and after reflecting it is passes through the focus. Now this dotted line BC will represent the normal. This normal is always passing through the center of curvature. This one is the normal. BC is the normal which is passing through the center of the curvature. So again, the law of reflection is replicable here. If you see this, the angle of incidence, this one is I, is equals to the angle of reflection at point B. So in this case, ABC is equals to the CBF. Yeah, you can say that CBD or CBF. In this case, it is ABC. ABC is equals to the CBD. CBD. Clear? CBF or CBD, you can write it down. Now, if you see this, AB is parallel to the PC. AB is parallel to the PC. This one. AB is, this one is AB and this one is PC. AB is parallel to the PC. Now, if these two lines are parallel, in that case, the angle, this one, angle I is equals to the, this one, angle I. So, angle ABC, that is angle of incidence, is equals to the BCE. That is again here, this one, A, B, and C. Angle A, B, and C is equals to the B. This is B, C, and E. B, C, E. This is I, and this one is also I. Now again, if you see that BF, this one is BF, is equals to the CF, as this angle I is equal to angle R. So this line are also equal. That is BF is equals to the CF. Now this BF is equals to the PF. This BF is equals to the PF. Now the CF, since BF is equals to the PF, so in that case CF is also equals to the PF. So in this case PC is equals to the sum of these two lines, PF and CF. Since you see that BF is equals to CF and ultimately CF is equal to PF, so you can write it down, PF, or and again PC is equals to the sum of PF, this PF, writing down here, CF, this is CF, and the sum of PF and CF is giving you the PC. ये PC हमें मिल जा रहा है, तो PC जो होगा वो PF और CF का सम होगा, और CF जो है वो PF के बराबर है, ये अल्टीमेटली वी गेट PC इक्वल्स टू 2 टाइम्स ऑफ PF. अच्छा PF क्या है, व्हाट इज PF? PF इज फोकल लेंथ. ये क्या है हमारी focal length है, and it is represented by small f. So that's why we are writing down here instead of PF small f, and small PC is the radius of curvature, and it is represented by R, capital R. That is R is equal to 2 times of PF. PF, that is ultimately f. So again f, therefore f, which is representing the focal length, is equals to the radius of curvature by 2.